Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting of the Statham City Council, April 2nd, to order. The invocation will be handled by Lee Patterson.
Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. We give you thanks and praise for all your mighty works. You are loving, good, and gracious. Thank you for creating us and sustaining us day by day. Thank you that you made us in your image to exist in community with other people. We thank you for our city. Thank you for our elected officials, the businesses, the churches, the first responders, families, and individuals that make our city the great place that it is. I pray for the council meeting tonight. Give the council members the wisdom and guidance as they deliberate on the items before them. Make every decision be righteous in your sight for our benefit and for your glory. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I need to amend the agenda to move our proclamation for child abuse up after the reports. I need a motion to amend.
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda.
I need a second.
I'll second.
All in favor? All right, we will move that up, the proclamation up to after our committee meeting, our committee reports. I need the Finance Department report. Oh, the minutes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm jumping ahead. Let me go ahead with the minutes. I need to make a motion to approve the minutes that you have at hand. Is there any corrections or additions that need to be made?
I make a motion to approve the minutes from March 19th, 2024 work session.
I need a second. All in favor? Show of hands. Okay, now we'll move on to our reports.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. For the financial report today, I'll review the activity through March 31st, pointing out any significant items worth noting. I will start with the city's main operating fund, the general fund. As of March 31st, we are at 75% through the fiscal year. Revenues are pacing as expected with taxes at 82%. This is due to property taxes, title ad valorem taxes, electric and gas franchise fee revenues exceeding the budgeted amount. We also receive the annual railroad equipment tax of $450. Licenses and permits are on target for this time of the year at 75%. Occupation tax business license revenue collections is at 73%, and we have advised staff to reach out to those businesses with letters and emails to encourage them to come and renew. Charges for services are at 78%, which is tracking slightly above 9-month levels. This is primarily attributable to revenues at the community center and miscellaneous police revenue. Fines and forfeitures are currently at 69% of the budget. Municipal court fines are tracking above the budgeted amounts at approximately 80%. Interest continues to do well. However, we do anticipate this to slow down as the year progresses. Miscellaneous revenue, including open records requests and rents and royalties, is doing very well at 83% of the budget. For general fund expenditures, there are only a few departments that we want to monitor because of year-to-date spend is currently above anticipated levels. The community center expenditures are at 90% due to repairs and improvements currently taking place. Parks is reporting 89% of the budget due to stormwater drainage improvements at Robert Bridges Park. Overall, expenditures are reasonable at this point in the fiscal year. We are at 64% of the budget, which is likely due to some March invoices that have not yet been processed for payment at this time. For the other smaller funds, nothing is worth noting since our last financial report. For the utility fund, revenues are on pace for the year at 74%, with water revenues exceeding their budgeted amount. All utility departments are reporting below year-to-date expectations at 45%, which is due to reduced activity with the vacant director's position. That concludes the March financial report. I look forward to any questions you have.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Police Department report?
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. The police report for March 2024, our traffic stops, 310 for the city, 30 incidents, 15 motor vehicle accidents, 19 arrests, 100 reports, incident reports was taken, and of course, business checks at 328. Jefferson Street and Bear Creek, right there, the school cameras are still down due to burned out electronic board there. But the cameras at Statham Elementary School and Broad Street are still functioning. And that's my report for this month.
Thank you, Ira.
Thank
Is
you.
anything else that you need to report on or say anything?
No, ma'am, not at this time.
Okay.
Any questions?
Any questions?
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
All right, I'm going to give the Public Works report. We have hired EMI to take care of our water issues. Our department head, Jordan, had stepped down from his position, so they will be being our class 1 and doing all of our water tests. Right now, the spring is still offline due to repairs. We'll probably get an update for next month on that. What the guys do at Public Works is phenomenal. Everyone, I'm going to give you the number one request: potholes. Potholes, potholes, potholes. I told them to be pothole mania. So we've been filling a lot of potholes. I hope you notice it. Right now, the guys are down still on 3rd Street working. They've been, like you can see, we're repairing the buildings. We're getting this one. This side's almost done, then we're going to move into the kitchen. We've had a lot of citizens comment on the way it's looking, the way it's turning out. So we appreciate that. We appreciate the patience. And I feel that Statham deserves this. Just step it up a level. Show that, you know, we're classy. We come in here and we can throw a wonderful event. One of our first events came along, and that was a hit in this building. Hammond Road, I spoke to Pittman, who won our award. We're waiting on the contract to be signed, and at any time, he says once the contract's signed, he'll be on in to take care of that. I'm doing 3 LMAG grants, working towards maybe getting another check for Dooleytown. If we get that check before the 2025 application for the LMAG, then we will move forward going ahead and taking bids on Dooleytown. Leaf and limbs, we're going to start looking at a schedule, just kind of like recyclable. We're going to do one side of the town 1 week, flip over to the other side of the town. If one side of the town has less, then the guys will pick up the other. It's just becoming so much right now that they can't get to where they need to be. I just remind everyone, if you do have a pile, please call it into the city. They'll take a note. I've asked the guys to be proactive. While they're driving around, if you see it, make a note. Same thing with potholes. I'm trying to encourage proactive here in the city, is when things look like they need repair, let's report it, and let's look for a solution, and let's go forward in correcting these. We are also reviewing all the garbage cans downtown. In one alley, we have 11, they call them residential garbage bins. That's a lot. In downtown, we have so many garbage cans. whether it be residential or commercial, the big bin. So Public Works is also looking at doing cleaning up. And when you see the guys, I hope you give them a good shout out of all, of all the good work they have done.
You do indeed. You do a lot of work. Mayor's report for March is that I met with Fletcher Holliday and Jerry Hood from EMI to take over all the responsibilities for our City Public Works Director duties. I met with Michael Veers from Waste Pro to talk about those garbage cans and bins downtown. I attended 2 of the Bear County Rotary meetings as a guest, and I sat in on interviews for city clerk. I read to the kindergarten at Statham Elementary. I met with Michelle Yon, Executive Director for Winder Housing Authority. I attended Bear County Chamber of Commerce Business Luncheon. I met with Will Azabel and his team to learn about drip sewer systems. I attended a meeting with Dave's Appliance. Attended a meeting with the Bear County Safety Transportation safety meeting at the county office. We had a Zoom meeting to learn about GoGov app for cities. I met with the Beautification and Tree Committee. I attended the Program of Work Committee with Northeast Georgia Regional Commission. Met with the Finance Committee. I met with Jimmy Terrell, Mayor of Winder. I attended city's first event of the year, our music trivia here in this beautiful building. I met with Raymond Wilson from Bureau Veritas. Also had a meeting with the Bear County Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. Met with GMA's 5th District Mayor's Roundtable meeting. And I attended Ag Day at Statham Elementary, and that's my report for March. Busy, very busy. I didn't know I was going to be this busy, but I am. I would like to have Sally and Cheryl come forward from the Child Abuse Prevention Group.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm well. How are you? Would you like us to speak first?
Yes, please.
My name's Sally Sterrett. Thank you all for having us. This is Cheryl, Aaron, and Tom McCloskey.
Make sure you speak into the microphone.
Thank you. We work with Bright Path. We're the child abuse prevention agency that serves Barrow and 6 other counties in the area. So thank y'all for coming and, or for having us, allowing us to come. And more importantly, for proclaiming that April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. So our hope is that this month, in April, that you would follow along with all that Bright Paths and so many others, the Treehouse, so many great agencies are doing to prevent the maltreatment that we're seeing happen in our area. In Barrow County alone, in our last data year, there were 65 confirmed cases of child abuse or neglect. And we believe and we see every day that those are preventable. So we're working with parents to build a strong family foundation so that all of our children get to grow up in a safe and stable environment. So we hope that you'll follow along when you see the pinwheels. If you want to put some of those in your yard, please do, and follow everything that we're doing at capmonth.com, C-A-P, like child abuse prevention, capmonth.com, and join us this April. So thank you guys again for having us. We appreciate it.
So we put together a proclamation from the city, and we'd like to give it to you guys. We're so glad that you came and chose Statham for your pinwheels. So I'm going to read this. Whereas over 10,000 children are abused or neglected in Georgia each year, and whereas in Barrow County, over 65 children had substantial cases of abuse and or neglect in 2022. Whereas communities must make every effort to create and promote programs that benefit all children and their families, and whereas effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of partnerships among agencies, schools, religious organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. And whereas everyone in the community should become more aware of their role in child abuse prevention and consider helping parents raise their children in a safe and nurturing environment. I, Debbie Kraus, Mayor of the City of Statham, Georgia, do hereby proclaim the month of April as Child Abuse Prevention Month in Barrow County, Georgia, and I encourage all citizens to volunteer their talents and energies on behalf of the children in our community to make child abuse and neglect significantly in the years to come. I have hereto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Statham to be affixed this second day of April, 2024. I'd like to present that.
Thank you so much.
Vote on the minutes. Committees. Okay. Do we have any committee reports that would like to come forward and speak on behalf of their committees?
I guess I just wanted to start by talking about our first event that we had. It was music trivia here. I guess we had somewhere around 70 people. I think everybody had fun. We had a food truck, which was the first for us. They made double what they were expecting, so they were super happy. On the 27th of April, we have a maker's market, which is like a craft fair here. We're probably about 90% full on tables, so that's great. We still have a little bit time to get some more applications. So everybody come out on the 27th and see what people have made, and we do have a few that are taking a portion of their sales and giving it to charities, so that's great. On, let's see, May 4th is the Lions Club Spring Fest, so make sure you're coming out for that. We might have another trivia in May. We haven't decided yet. I have to talk with the rest of my event committee. And then June 1st, we're going to be having a summer kickoff thing for kids. It's going to be like safety and fun. Sunflower Festival is participating. The library is participating. The police are participating. The fire department and everything with different events. So make sure you come to that. It's going to be from 9 to 12 on Jefferson Street, and it'll be closed off. The other thing that's coming up is we're trying to get the 4th of July event going. It's going to be on July 6th from 5 to approximately 10. We're trying to raise money for fireworks. So if anybody knows any business that wants to contribute, we're getting the forms out. About $10,000 for 10 minutes of fireworks. So we got a pretty lofty goal. We do have some people that are bringing food trucks, and we're trying to get some live entertainment, inflatables, and a couple vendors and stuff like that. So pass the word. If anybody knows of anybody, you want an application or you want to submit it yourself, you know, get in touch with me or somebody else on the committee. Thank you.
Thank you. You're doing a great job.
For the Tree and Beautification Committee, April 22nd is Earth Day. April 20th, we're going to have a cleanup here in town. We're going to be on Atlanta Highway, cleaning the roadside, but also we're going to clean the beds and mulch, lay down fresh mulch on the beds downtown, maybe plant some new. We'll see if we need to plant new stuff. We're asking for volunteers. The tree committee is going to provide lunch. So come on out and celebrate Earth Day.
Any more committees that want to report? Frank?
Yeah, I'm in charge of the outreach committee, and I've been discussing with Chief Underwood, the Statham Police Department, about doing a search and find at the Statham Elementary. I have talked with the principal, Dr. James, and she's excited about that. And so the details have got to be worked out yet between Chief Underwood and Dr. James, but the tentative date is April the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, those Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the first part of the Georgia Cities Week. So as we get these details worked out, we'll report that, the exact date, and looking forward to that. I think, and Dr. James is going to provide as many children to be a part of that. And Chief and I had talked about it, maybe 2 or 3 showings through the same day. And she thought that was a great idea. So most of the kids, I believe, in the school will be exposed to that, and I think they'll get pretty excited about it and get drawn into it. So as we work out all the details, that'll be forthcoming. Thank you.
I have the boring committee, the finance committee. So we meet the third Thursday of every month. We're going to meet over at Bridges Park. We've had 2 meetings so far. It's open to the public. Anybody can come. We meet with the department heads. The chief is there. The mayor. We had Rachel, our accounting, over our accounting firm that we have. A chance to go over the budget, see where we're at financially, see what's working, what's not. It's just a good idea to get feedback and just kind of see where the city's at financially. It's good for the citizens to know exactly where we're at and where we're headed. So I just encourage each one of you to come out to one of our meetings. Thank you.
I would like to add one last thing. I left out a pretty important part. I don't think I mentioned this, but it concerns Sergeant Russo and Officer Nora, the K-9. So that's going to be the real excitement. These kids, they're going to witness our K-9 finding maybe an officer, maybe Chief Underwood, maybe our mayor, someone, and to see this type of operation go into effect. And again, I think it's going to really draw the kids into it, and they'll learn a lot, get really excited about it. So Sergeant Russo and our K-9 Officer Nora. Thank you.
Thank you. I think our committees are doing a great job. Lots of things going on, and I want to thank each one of you for all your work that you're put into your committees as well. Our next discussion item.
I guess I got almost the very last of everything. So underneath discussion items, you have new business applications. What you're looking at is, I'm going to bring them both together. The first one is Statham Billiards, and you don't have a full packet yet. In our ordinance under 4-31, you must be a resident of Barrow County for no less than 6 consecutive months before filing the application, unless the application designates an employee. You have to be a citizen of Barrow County. Both of these applications do not follow that guideline, and they were not aware of it. They have until the 19th, our next meeting, to go ahead and finish their application, and basically they just have to fill out some paperwork. On the front of your packet for both of these, you're going to find out what they're permitting. So when you look at these applications, these both are new businesses. New businesses with tobacco, alcohol, or gaming come before the council. So you do have a list of items that they are being permitted for, so review that. When their packets are fully filled out, I will send them over to you. So basically, we're just making sure everything's in compliance. There's a process, and part of this process, honestly, for me as well as the staff, is going back and reviewing. We're doing a double review. Two sets of eyes are better than one. So when we're going through these packets, we're making sure everything's, the I's dotted and the T's are crossed. Now this actually was taught by Aisha when we were reviewing the packet. And good catch, by the way. But this is something that we're going to review in our ordinances coming up. Is we're taking the ordinance with things such as this, and we're trying to clean it up and mainstream it so that we have a checklist. This is what has to happen. They come in, they apply, their fingerprints, their background checks, anything we need, we're going to see, and we're going to check it off the list. So things like this won't go unforeseen. So both of these have not just finished their packets. That's why you only have a little sheet right here. Then that's all on that. Do you guys have any questions? So someone was asking me, what is ASR Gas and Inc.? That's BP. When you look at your packet, you'll find that basically you have surnames of a company, and then they have the title of where they're actually located. So on these applications, you'll notice a couple addresses, one of the owner, one might be of their business, if they have an off-site office, and then one of the business. There's a lot of information that goes into these packets for these items. The next item is going to be our audio and visual update. I just took that one way out there. You have two bids that came in. ADL Network Solutions, Reboot Computers. I am not a technical person, but the way this spec was written is you're comparing apples to apples. It was very tightly done. Both of them came in. I will not give prices because we're not going for a vote tonight. Both of them came in, you review their prices. Pretty much down the line, the same thing. Both these companies would represent the city of Statham, I think, very well. Do you have any questions about technology?
I assume you already, when you bid it out, you told them exactly what we were looking for. So
yeah, the bid, yeah. We actually that bid packet mainstreamed what items, what name brands, everything to it. So the offset of cost really is going to be your labor, their choice of their labor. But if you have any questions, I will do the best I can to resource. Yeah.
So, with this audio upgrade, what benefit is it going to do for us besides having the company?
Oh,
Like, is this going to be used for events? Is it going to be used for when people rent the community center? Is that going to be an upcharge for them to be able to do this, or is it just for companies?
no, good question. Very good question. So basically, this will put Statham in a more upper way to rent our building. One of the reasons why we're really working on this building is because we've had requests for businesses. Businesses want to hold some meetings. But to do that, you're going to have the audio and the screen because they're going to want to show their items. So this is why we're going with four TVs, that mount, is because when you have a lot of tables in here, you're going to have the visual for each wall, for each table, basically. This can be used for events. This will upscale the price if someone's having a wedding and they want to put some pictures on the TV to recycle, there will be a charge on that. Talking to the auditors, money very well spent because our return to renting this Our goal is Monday through Friday to be able to rent it during the week, the weekdays. We do a bang-up job on the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this place is booked a good bit. But what we're looking for is how do we get that business to come in here and use our center? And I think this is the way that this is gonna happen, is it has to be a professional. You gotta come in and feel like you're a professional. This is an environment that you want to be able to bring people into.
Yes.
Um,
Several of us met with, some chamber members, several weeks ago, and they indicated they'd love to have some chamber events here. They didn't realize how nice this is now,
Yeah.
so, and,
And once again, props to Public Works, they've been in here painting. My OCD, ADD, I just wanna take a roller and go to it, you know, but I got things to do. I gotta step away from the things that I feel I just wanna do to get it done. So, you know, everything that you put back into your building, you're gonna get a return on it. Because if you don't put something, whether it be repairing your AC or whatever you have, if you do not put money into your buildings, you're gonna put money into them, but it's probably gonna be double down the road. If you don't repair a roof when it's leaking, it's not gonna stop leaking, it's just gonna get more damage. So here, that's our goal, is really to present this as a business, professional, and event hall.
Sure.
Yes.
Can you elaborate and talk about how the upgrades will help, like our event here tonight? The citizens that come to listen and to hear and observe and become a part of what's going on in our city, referring to the speakers and the visual, how this would benefit our folks out here.
Yes, absolutely. We will have the speakers in the ceiling, going from the front to the back. You know, I understand, we got a speaker there, we got a speaker there. But this is what we have, this is what we were dealt with. Until we can do it right, I'm not gonna put money into something unless we're gonna do it right. So I appreciate everyone, you know, waiting for it to be done right. But yes, when it's done right, we're gonna have the speakers up here. The lighting's gonna change. This one has not fallen yet, so we're really happy about that. I know everyone watches it, right? But the lights are gonna go up higher into the ceiling. I think, you know, the pride is going to be the end result. Once we're done with this phase, we're gonna move on to the kitchen. And I'm looking to write a grant to get an expansion in our kitchen, in our bathroom. So we kind of have to hobble along, but in the end, the revenue is, I think, going to be a bang-up job. It's already showing itself. People are coming in, and I mean, some of this is already rented out in December. People have been to an event here and said, oh, wow, it's a lot cleaner than what it was. People came in 2 hours early to clean the building. I kid you not, because I was here Saturday morning, just putting up more toilet paper, and someone walked in, she said, oh, it's clean. You know, so those things show the difference. But yes, so we have to invest the money. And I know we're gonna get the return here. Hands down, this is gonna be a return. To be quite frank, a lot of the cities make a lot of money on their events, on their halls. The other 2 parks we have right now, those are gonna go and get improved too. What we've been renting has been okay, but there's been issues, and issues that have not been addressed for a very long time. So we're going to address these issues, and I think the citizens, when they rent them, I think they're gonna be proud to rent them. So I'm excited, you know, once we get this done and once the bid's awarded and the system that will go up, I think everyone will be very appreciative of it. No,
I'm just trying to think of event planning.
yeah. So what we'll end up doing is looking at the calendar, what windows we have. We have a couple windows, and then some of it can be done, like a lot of the stuff has to be moved to a back rack, to the back room. And then once they get out here, that will be looking at the calendar and slating where it's open. So until we award it and look at the calendar, I won't know, but the process should go pretty smooth. It might be where we get one thing done, the last thing will be what the TV's on the wall, so the brackets for those.
Questions from the audience?
I need to recuse myself from any discussion or vote. I'm good friends with Mr. Rhodes, the owner of Reboot, him and his wife. So I'd like to recuse myself from any vote or discussion about this.
Both of the vendors are doing the same thing. So when you have an event, the staff will come in and get it prepared. Yeah, and then on the weekend, really the people are going to, if they want to pay the up price for using the TV, that's just a matter of, you know. But yeah, so staff is going to be trained, and then they have where if new staff comes in, they come back and join that staff. I'm going to have a lot of TVs. That's all I can tell you. I need my little check-off sheet.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is setting the dates for the cleanup days, and I have contacted Waste Pro, and the dates for the community or the city's cleanup days will be May 10th and the 11th. And we should be getting cards in the mail for everyone, correct? Cheryl?
So everyone knows about Atlanta Post Office, don't we? So my concern might be for May is those postcards getting to citizens. So I'm going to be trying to get those all ready and get a kind of a time frame, so they will be May 10th. And I kid you not, I know you guys, it's a month away. I didn't get my water bill until the 20th. And some people came in the 25th and just got their water bill. So that's my concern is hitting it because of the post office. But that being said, there's a little, and I want to talk to the post office, there's a little box in the post office that says Statham. So I'm hoping that if I drop them in the Statham box, they don't go to Atlanta. Huh? Well, they might. But here again, you know, I just don't know. I just don't know when we mail them, when they're going to get hit. But I know the city has always done, I think they've done 2 cleanups.
Yeah.
So if you don't hit this one, so sorry, hit the next one. You know, there's nothing we can do. It's going to be out of our hands once we drop them.
Okay.
I've asked you about the size of stuff that people be throwing away. Is there a size, small, largest, whatever?
What I'm going to do is look up that information to make sure. When I was going through some folders, I seen different stuff that was allowed. But what I also noticed, some things have been eliminated. So we will have to call Waste Pro and find out what they're going to collect. Okay.
They'll have a size limit type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So once they do that, we'll send that notice out. And plus, that will be on the postcards too, what you can bring.
Okay.
And we're looking at putting it actually on Railroad on this side towards the Atlanta Highway. That way traffic can go one way, just come in this way and go out that way. It'll mainstream it, and plus it's wider. That way we're not jamming up in front of people's houses.
Tim?
Thank you, Mayor. Thanks for putting this on the agenda. One of our residents, Ms. Susan Martin, approached me saying that there is a redundancy with her address, and the neighbor that lives behind her has the exact same address, and it's causing some issues with her, and she's here to speak about it.
Hello, I'm Susan Martin, and I live in 1932 Broad Street. My neighbors behind us in the little house also live at 1932 and a half Broad Street, and it's caused quite a bit of headache over the past few years, actually since I moved here. Among them, I get insurance bills for them, or sometimes when my home is appraised, they're appraising their home, things of that nature. So I'm asking for a solution. Either naming the alley, renaming it something else, or assigning that home a different number so that we can keep that distinct. And I think both of those are, possible. But it is a pretty, it's a headache, to say the least.
Imagine.
Hey, Jody, are you there?
I am.
Yeah. What can the city do on this case about assigning a address number to the house behind this citizen?
So the assigning of an address is something that is handled by the post office. What the city can do is we've already looked into and we've already determined that the alleyway between this house and that connects Broad, and I can't remember the road back, but that alleyway is officially a city-maintained right-of-way, and so the city council could name that road or that alleyway, give it an official name, and then that particular individual could go to the post office and say, the mailbox is located off of this newly named road, we want to assign a number to it, and then the postal service will assign a specific street number to it.
Yeah, one more thing I want to interject with is that, I mean, it's not just the post office that has these addresses, right? I mean, if you look at Barrow County tax assessment, it's like the same address but a different plat number. So that's really, so it's like.
Yeah, and let me also add that, after the postal service assigns that a specific street number, they will also need to contact the tax assessor to make sure that there's a correct address assigned to that. They'll also need to contact 911 to make sure that the 911 emergency response operators know that there's a new address. There's several steps that have to take place, but the only thing that the city can really do to assist, and frankly, it's the first step in the process the city would have to do it, is assign a name to that alleyway, and then from there, the property owner would be able to, again, go to the required authorities to start checking off all of those boxes.
Okay.
That's great.
All right, now we got a direction and a movement, and so we will move forward.
Thanks, Jody.
Thank you, Jody. The next thing on the agenda you will see in your packet, council, is the decorum and meeting procedures. I felt the need that we have more established procedures for our meetings, and so Jody has drafted a couple of ordinances actually, and they're here for you to look over. And I don't know if y'all have had a chance to look at them. Has anybody got any questions or?
Mayor, if I may, I also
Yes.
just think it's appropriate for me to point out, Councilmember Torelli also asked me to include some provisions, or a provision that stated that if two members of the city council request that an item be included on a meeting agenda in writing, that it's required that it be done so. That is in this exact same ordinance, because amending the same sections of our code, there are two sections at play, 2-22 and 2-23. 2-22 outlines the rules of procedure and it includes some decorum, rules already that needed to be kind of clarified. And then 2.23 is really kind of the enforcement component where it says this is how elected officials and citizens should conduct themselves during meetings. But I wanted to point that out so that Councilmember Torelli knows that the requested changes that he wanted have been added to the same ordinance.
I did see that in there. Thank you, Jody.
Thank you, Jody. So this will be on the agenda for our next meeting to vote on. So if you didn't get a chance to read it over, do so, and we can answer any questions that you may have on them. Okay, the next agenda item, and up she comes again.
I'm getting my steps in.
I'm good.
I laid on your spot, budget date or budget task. What this is pretty much a lineup of how we have to go ahead with our budget procedure. But the other thing I wanted to also remind each committee member to think about what is your budget for next year. If you would, give me a guideline and items that you're covering for that budget and send it to me so I can update the budget with your funds requested. The other thing also is if we have to increase the mill, we will have to put some other dates in here because we will have to have 3 hearings. So this is just an outline right now for a review to the best of ability. Rachel came up with this for our targeted date. But if we do have to increase the mill, if that is going to be the talk, just remember we have to advertise and do 3 meetings on top of this. Anyone have any questions about that? All right, and the last thing I am going to say, I did make copies on Tuesday, April 23rd, right here, 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. The GDOT is going to be here, and this is going to be a planning and studying for 316. So I encourage the citizens, if you have concerns or you just want to know what's going to happen, I encourage you to show up for this meeting. There's a couple flyers left here. Go ahead and grab it, put it on your fridge. As always, if you're going to bark, attend a meeting so you can have a little bit of that bite, hopefully. This is coming down the pipeline, and they're already doing quite a bit of prep work for this. So this I don't foresee another meeting coming our way unless there is something that just didn't work out in their plans, okay? So that is April 23rd, Tuesday, 4:30, 6:30, right here. That's it.
Did we have anybody sign up for citizen input? Okay.
Good evening. I'm Vance Oakes. I'm the president of the Statham Lions Club. And middle of last year, the Statham Lions Club bought 2 bicycle racks to be installed outside the library. And they've been in storage ever since. The agreement was that the city would install them after we donated them to them. And I understand that Public Works is very shorthanded, but the weather's getting warm and kids are going to be on bicycles, and we'd like to get those installed if possible in the near future. So, any questions about? Pardon? Yes. Yeah. The only other thing I had was just wanted to remind you, we're going to be having our Spring Fest on May 4th, which is already mentioned earlier in the meeting, but just wanted to bring it up. And
let you know that we have 95 spaces already sold for vendors, so we're looking like it's gonna be a good festival. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Vance. I
Sir.
appreciate all the work that you do for us.
Thank you.
I have a question for you. Where do the proceeds go? What do the Lions Club do with the proceeds from the Spring Fest?
What do we do with them?
Yeah.
Well, we bought, we, along with the city, we jointly bought a new stage for the city. So that's part of it. These bicycle racks or something else we use for it. There's a collapsible stage that's in storage, has not. Yeah. Anybody else? All right, thank you.
Hello, my name's Andy Crawford. I just wanted to take a minute to introduce myself. I'm running for Superior Court Judge right now in the Piedmont Judicial Circuit, which includes Barrow, Jackson, and Banks counties. And I just wanted to come here and hear about what's going on in Statham and introduce myself. I work in the District Attorney's Office, which is in Barrow County as well as in Jackson County and Banks County, and I've spent my career the last dozen years prosecuting serious felonies. In fact, earlier, whenever the proclamation on child abuse prevention, that's something that's near and dear to my heart because that's been a lot of the cases that I've prosecuted. Anyway, I live in the West Jackson County area. Raised my wife and 3 daughters there. And as I said, I kind of work between Winder and Jefferson prosecuting felonies. Curry Mingledorf is retiring from the Superior Court bench, and so I'm running to replace him. There's another race going on as well to replace Judge Joe Booth, who's also retiring. Early voting is April 29th, and the election is May 21st. And like I said, I appreciate the opportunity to speak here today.
Thank you, Andy, and thank you for your support of Statham. You've been coming to a lot of our meetings, and I appreciate that a lot. Is there any more business to come before the council? If so, I'd like to adjourn the meeting. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I need a second. All in favor? Show of hands. This meeting is now adjourned.
Mayor, thank you very much. And if y'all need anything else, give me a call.
Thank you.